Okay, let's go.
The story of the American wheat penny, minted from 1909 to 1958, is a rich journey through history, symbolism, and numismatic significance. It began in 1909 when, for the first time, the U.S. Mint placed the image of a real person, Abraham Lincoln, on a circulating coin to honor the centennial of his birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the penny features a somber, dignified Lincoln, modeled from a photograph, replacing the allegorical liberty figures of earlier coins. The reverse showcased two stylized stalks of durum wheat flanking the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with the Latin motto E pluribus unum above, an image that represented nourishment, agrarian strength, and the working-class spirit that Lincoln embodied. Struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, these coins bore distinct mint marks, or none at all in Philadelphia's case. Some, like the 1922 no-D cent, became famous due to minting errors that created collectible oddities. Originally composed of 95% copper, the wheat penny's metal content briefly changed in 1943 when wartime needs led to the creation of zinc-coated steel cents, silvery, magnetic, and historically symbolic. Rare 1943 copper cents, accidentally made, are now among the most valuable coins in existence. Brenner's initials, VB, originally placed on the reverse, caused controversy and were removed mid-1909, making the 1909 SVDB one of the most sought-after key dates, with only 484,000 minted. Other notable rarities include the 1914D, 1931 S, 1943 bronze, and the famous 1955 double die obverse, with its strikingly misaligned lettering. Collectors cherish these coins not only for their rarity, but also for the variety of minting errors and die varieties, which turn ordinary cents into extraordinary finds. The wheat cent is also a favorite starting point for new numismatists, easy to find in circulation or roll searches, and ideal for assembling by year and mint in classic coin folders. While most coins from the 1940s and 1950s are worth just a few cents in circulated condition, higher grade and key date examples can fetch hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars. The last wheat penny rolled off the presses in 1958, replaced the following year by the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Despite this transition, the wheat cent remains a nostalgic icon, linking generations of Americans through the pocket change of history. Each one is more than metal. It's a miniature time capsule from the eras of war, depression, progress, and national unity. Whether you're just beginning or a seasoned collector, the wheat penny offers one of the richest, most rewarding collecting experiences in all of American numismatics. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a deep numismatic portrait of a mid-century American icon. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than a simple 1-cent piece. It is a historical artifact struck during one of the most transformative periods in American history. Emerging from the turbulent shadows of World War II, the United States entered the 1950s filled with optimism and industrial confidence. The nation was booming, economically, militarily, and ideologically, as it faced down Soviet tensions and raced forward into a new era of technology, consumerism, and suburban expansion. In this vibrant climate, the U.S. Mint continued to produce Lincoln cents that, while small in size, carried massive cultural and historical weight. The 1951 edition of the Lincoln Wheat Penny reflects the stability of a trusted design and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln, who by then had become more than just a president. He was a timeless symbol of unity, sacrifice, and American perseverance. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln Wheat Cent broke tradition by becoming the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Sculptor Victor David Brenner was tasked with creating a respectful yet impactful portrait, and the result was a dignified, right-facing bust of Lincoln gracing the obverse. This design was not without its early controversies, most notably the inclusion of Brenner's prominent initials VB on the reverse, which were quickly removed due to public backlash and later restored in a subtle spot on Lincoln's shoulder in 1918. By 1951, Brenner's design had become deeply embedded in the American numismatic psyche. The coin's reverse featured two symbolic wheat stalks encircling bold inscriptions: 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum, a Latin phrase meaning out of many one. The wheat imagery represented America's agricultural roots and its prosperity born from labor and land. Physically, the 1951 Lincoln penny adhered to the traditional specifications established in the early 20th century. Struck from a resilient bronze alloy composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the coin weighed 3.11 grams and measured 19.05 millimeters in diameter. Its plain edge and classic reddish-brown tone made it instantly recognizable in commerce. At a time when inflation was still modest and a penny had true buying power, capable of purchasing chewing gum, candy, or contributing meaningfully to a savings jar, this coin had both functional and emotional value to millions of Americans. Though later coinage would shift to cheaper materials, especially after copper prices spiked in the late 20th century, the 1951 cent represents one of the last decades when pennies were struck with near-pure metal content and crafted with artistic integrity. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny came out of three mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. Production numbers were high, reflecting the United States' massive consumer economy and a widespread need for circulating coinage. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 284.6 million coins, the Denver Mint a towering 625.3 million, and the San Francisco Mint around 136 million. Of the three, the 1951 D is by far the most common in both circulated and uncirculated condition, while the 1951 S, though far from rare, is noticeably scarcer in gem mint states. Because these coins were heavily circulated for decades, finding examples with original red surfaces, untarnished by oxidation or handling, is increasingly difficult and adds substantial numismatic appeal. From a value perspective, the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny offers a perfect blend of accessibility and depth. For collectors operating on a budget, circulated examples remain affordable, generally trading for 5 to 25 cents depending on condition and mint. These are the types of coins still found in old cigar boxes, estate sales, and the occasional grandfather's coin jar. However, the coin's real intrigue lies in its uncirculated potential. Brown MS-60 coins might sell for just a few dollars, but as color improves and grade rises, the market value climbs. Red/brown MS-63 examples fetch between $3 and $6, while fully red MS-65 coins can reach values between $10 and $25. At the top tier, blazing red MS-67 examples, especially those certified by premier grading services like PCGS or NGC, can surpass $100, with certain specimens selling for even more at auction. These ultra-high-grade coins, with vibrant luster and virtually no blemishes, are the gems that serious collectors chase. While the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny is not famous for rare die varieties in the way that the 1955 DDO or a 1943 bronze cent is, it still has its fair share of intriguing errors and collectible oddities. One of the most sought-after classes of errors is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment during the minting process. These coins can vary dramatically in value, ranging from $10 for minor errors to over $150 for dramatic 90% off-center strikes. Another significant category includes double die obverse, DDO, coins where inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" appear slightly doubled under magnification. These are rare and need expert verification, but are prized by variety collectors. Repunched mint marks, RPMs, such as the 1951 D/D and 1951 S/S, can also carry premiums depending on their clarity. Collectors also seek out BIE die breaks, named for the small vertical die crack that appears between the letters B and E in Liberty. While not hugely valuable, these quirks have formed their own niche collecting communities. Perhaps the rarest and most valuable 1951 error would be a coin struck on the wrong planchet, such as a dime or foreign coin blank. These dramatic mistakes can fetch $500 to $1,000 or more, depending on the coin's condition and authenticity. What makes the 1951 Lincoln cent especially appealing is its multi-generational reach. For beginner collectors, it provides a satisfying and low-cost introduction to coin collecting, while advanced numismatists find value in tracking down red mint state coins or certified error specimens. Unlike many modern coins, which are mass-produced in the billions with little artistry, the 1951 penny has a certain craftsmanship to it, a combination of form and function that still evokes national pride. Slabbed examples in MS-66 or MS-67 red are not just collectibles, they are investments. While the appreciation might be modest and steady rather than explosive, these coins hold their value well and represent physical, historical continuity in a digitized world. For collectors interested in building a quality 1951 set, a few best practices can help ensure success. First and foremost, focus on surface color and luster. A brilliant red penny, unmarked by spots or fading, is always worth more than a dull brown counterpart. Look for strong definition in Lincoln's hair and beard. These fine details are often the first to wear down. Avoid coins with signs of corrosion, verdigris, green oxidation, or environmental damage, as these imperfections dramatically impact grade and value. If you suspect that your coin might be a high-end piece or host of valuable variety, use a 10x loop to inspect closely for double dyes or RPMs, and consider submitting it to a grading service like PCGS, NGC, or ANAC for authentication and encapsulation. Third-party grading not only certifies your coin's quality, but also enhances its resale potential. Culturally, the 1951 penny holds a unique place in the American narrative. Abraham Lincoln, immortalized on the obverse, remains a symbol of unity during division, a voice of reason during chaos, and a figure of integrity in the annals of political history. His penny has circulated in the hands of soldiers, schoolchildren, farmers, and families. In 1951, a penny still had tangible value. It was tossed into wishing wells, slipped into piggy banks, used to pay for newspapers or bubble gum, and even flattened on railroad tracks by curious kids. Each of these coins is not just currency. It's a story carrier, linking millions of lives across decades. The 1951 edition, sitting at the midpoint of the 20th century, reflects a nation rebuilding, reinventing, and racing forward, even as it paid homage to its past. To sum up, the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted in large numbers and remains common in lower grades, but rare in gem mint state red. It is a striking example of mid-century American coinage that blends artistry, accessibility, and symbolism. From the vibrant Denver minted coins to the scarcer San Francisco strikes, and from its unassuming role in commerce to its enduring place in collections across the globe, the 1951 penny continues to earn its place in the hearts of collectors. Whether appreciated for its history, aesthetics, or investment value, this humble copper coin remains a bright, enduring echo of America's mid-century spirit. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a post-war symbol of change. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just a 1-cent piece of copper. It is a symbolic artifact of mid-20th century America. Struck 5 years after the conclusion of World War II, this coin reflects a nation in transition, emerging from wartime austerity and entering a new era of economic expansion, patriotic fervor, and social transformation. As part of a long-standing tradition that began in 1909, the Lincoln cent continued to honor the legacy of President Abraham Lincoln, becoming the first circulating U.S. coin to feature an actual person. In 1950, this modest coin served as both a practical tool in everyday commerce and a quiet reminder of the values Lincoln championed: unity, resilience, and equality. Historical backdrop: America in 1950. The year 1950 was a pivotal time in American history. The country was navigating the uneasy peace of the early Cold War years while enjoying a period of rapid industrial growth and suburban expansion. At the same time, the first stirrings of the civil rights movement were beginning to gain momentum. In the midst of these changes, the Lincoln Wheat Penny remained a constant presence in daily life. For many Americans, it was a small but dependable part of everyday transactions, whether tossed into vending machines, given as change, or saved in jars for a rainy day. More than its face value, the 1950 penny symbolized a stable American institution rooted in honesty, hard work, and perseverance, design, and artistic significance. The obverse of a 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny features the dignified, right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner. Created originally in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth, Brenner's design remained unchanged for decades. Above Lincoln's head arches the motto, "In God We Trust," while the word "Liberty" appears to the left of his profile and the date 1950 rests to the right. The reverse design displays two stylized wheat ears framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with the Latin phrase "e pluribus unum," meaning out of many one, appearing above. The wheat ears earned the coin its nickname, the Wheat Penny, and symbolized the country's agrarian roots and agricultural pride during Lincoln's era. Factory minting details and mintage figures. In 1950, the Lincoln cent was struck at 3 United States mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint produced a slightly different version of the coin, identified by its mint mark. Philadelphia struck 272,635,000 coins with no mint mark, making it the most common. Denver produced the largest quantity, with 334,950,000 coins marked with a D. San Francisco had the smallest output, 118,505,000 coins bearing the S mint mark. While none of these mintages are particularly rare in the grand scope of U.S. coinage, the San Francisco version is the least encountered in circulation. Even so, all 3 types are relatively common in circulated grades. Magnifying glass tilted left mint marks and where to find them. The mint mark for the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny can be found directly beneath the date on the obverse side of the coin. Coins from the Philadelphia mint carry no mint mark at all. Those minted in Denver have a small D under the date, while coins from San Francisco bear an S. For collectors, identifying and obtaining all 3 versions is often a priority, especially for completing a full Lincoln Wheat cent collection spanning from 1909 to 1958. Composition and physical specs. Like most Lincoln Wheat cents minted before 1982, the 1950 penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a rich bronze tone. Each coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. The coin has a plain, smooth edge. Victor D. Brenner, the original designer, retained his recognition across the decades as his iconic portrait of Lincoln graced the obverse of the coin without change, testament to the enduring impact of his craftsmanship. Compass errors, varieties, and unique finds. Although the 1950 penny doesn't boast major varieties like the famous 1955 double die, it still has its share of collectible errors. Some of the most interesting error types include off-center strikes and die breaks, particularly the BI variety, where a crack between the B and E in Liberty creates what looks like the letter I. Repunched mint marks, RPMs, are known to exist for both the Denver and San Francisco versions, and die chips or cracks on Lincoln's face or along the wheat stalks are also collected. Clipped planchets, where a small portion of the coin's edge is missing due to minting machine errors, are less common but highly desirable among error collectors. Money bag collector value and pricing as of 2025. The value of a 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny largely depends on its mint mark, condition, and color designation. Circulated coins are typically worth between 3 to 10 cents for the Philadelphia and Denver versions, and 5 to 20 cents for the scarcer San Francisco mint. In extremely fine, XF condition, prices rise modestly to around 15 to 50 cents. About uncirculated AU, examples can fetch 30 cents to $1. Uncirculated coins graded between MS 60 and MS 63 may command between 75 cents and $4, depending on the mint. The most valuable specimens are gem uncirculated examples, MS 65 and above, with full red color, designated RD, which can range from $5 to $25 or more. Certified high-grade red coins, particularly from San Francisco, can sell for $40 to $100 plus on the market. Brain why the 1950 Lincoln penny still matters. Though not a key date in the series, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny holds an important place in American numismatics. It represents the resilience of post-war America and serves as a historical bridge between wartime coinage and the design changes that would come in later decades. For many collectors and casual admirers alike, this coin evokes a sense of nostalgia. It may have been found in pocket change, tucked away in a drawer, or inherited from a family member. Its humble appearance belies its rich historical context and emotional connection to an era of optimism and change. It also belongs to the final decade of the Wheat Reverse series, which ended in 1958 before transitioning to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. Tips for collectors. If you're looking to add a 1950 Lincoln penny to your collection, there are several strategies to consider. First, aim to find coins with strong red luster, RD, as they carry the highest premiums. Second, keep an eye out for repunched mint marks, particularly on Denver and San Francisco coins. Third, prioritize uncirculated or mint state examples if you're collecting for long-term investment. Buying slab coins certified by PCGS or NGC can offer confidence in authenticity and grade. Lastly, consider assembling a complete date and mint mark set of Lincoln Wheat cents from 1909 through 1958, with the 1950 issues playing an essential role in that collection. Final thoughts. While the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny is not among the rarest of American coins, it remains a piece of enduring historical and numismatic significance. Its presence in the pockets of mid-century Americans makes it a silent witness to a transformative era. Whether you're a seasoned collector, a budding hobbyist, or simply someone with a fondness for history, the 1950 penny has something meaningful to offer. It doesn't need to be rare to be treasured. It only needs a story, and this penny certainly has one worth telling. It doesn't need to be rare to be treasured. It only needs a story, and this penny certainly has one worth telling. Whether nestled in a child's coin jar or resting in a collector's display, the Lincoln Wheat Penny, especially those from 1950 and 1951, remains a symbol of a country in motion, honoring its past while stepping boldly into its future. These humble copper coins may be small, but within their worn edges and wheat-backed reverse lies the weight of generations, a tangible echo of American resilience, spirit, and change.